Okay. Our next assignment that has to do with your key assessment assignment is the family interview. And it has to do with your key assessment assignment in a roundabout way because you're not dealing with your virtual family, you're dealing with a real family. But hopefully, you'll see how it's going to help you with your virtual family as we go. So, the family interview, it meets these learning objectives and these NACCE standards. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to select a family to interview. This is a real family, not a virtual family. Um, it does not have to be a family from your center, although it certainly can be. And I mean, what a great excuse to get to know one of your families better by saying, "Hey, can you help me out? I've got this assignment for school. Oh, by the way, did you know that I'm in school because I'm trying to, become the best teacher that I can so that I can take care of your kids the best I can? Would you be willing to help me with this project for school?" There are a lot of families who would love to know that you're in school and be happy to help. So, and as hopefully you're learning through this class and have learned through others, that relationship with families is vital to the success of a program. And so this is just another way to get to know them better. So, does not have to be a family from your center, but I do encourage it. Um, you're going to conduct an interview and analyze your findings. So you're going to use the interview questions below while you conduct the interview. Please do not just hand them this paper and ask them to fill it out. I know that, if that is your last resort, it's better than nothing. And I know it can be handy to say, "Hey, I know you're busy. Will you just do this at night when you're at home?" I'd just rather have the personal interaction and, some of the answers could spark discussion in that way rather than just them writing down answers. You also have some control then over how detailed it is, because if you just send it home with them and they just give you brief phrases as answers, there's nothing you can do about it later. But if you're sitting with them and they give you brief phrases, you can ask more questions to get them thinking and get them going. So again, please don't just hand it to them. Ideally, it's best to interview a family from this generation as you will be applying this knowledge to the key assessment for this course. So somebody who has kids right now, not your parents. You can interview any family that has young children ages 0 to 8, because that's what early childhood covers. So it could be a friend, a neighbor, a relative, etc. Or like I said, someone from your center. Sorry. If you need assistance in finding a family to interview, please contact me immediately. And then here are your questions. So when you're responding to this, when you're typing up your paper to turn in, you're going to copy and paste this, and then under each one, write the responses. So you're going to ask them how they prepared for parenthood. And if they're confused by that, say, "Well, did you attend any parenting classes, workshops? Did you read a book? Who'd you get advice from?" And then follow-up question, do you think you could have been better prepared? If so, how? Asks about family traditions, values, or beliefs that they're passing down to their children and why they're important. So that's very encompassing. Traditions, values, and beliefs. Well, traditions can be like, we always bake and decorate sugar cookies at Christmas. It can be a tradition, but values and beliefs are much more deeper rooted. So this could be a lengthy answer, and you could ask them to work on each of them separately. What happens when your child disobeys you or breaks family rules? Please discuss your method of guidance and discipline and your overall style of parenting. And then they go on like that. So just, like I said, if you get short answers, you might try to get them to elaborate. Make sure they know if it seems awkward at any point, that there's no judgment here. You're just trying to learn how various families handle various things. And that's all that's going on. So you'll type up those answers as you get them. So you might record your interview, and so that then you can write about it. And then when you do, you're not going to have to, how did you prepare for parenthood? You don't have to then listen back to the interview and type word for word what they say. You can paraphrase. This family prepared for parenthood by reading the book, blah, 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 and getting advice from their parents. A lot of this advice included, and so you might have some specific quotes, but like put it in paragraph form. Then you're going to include this information about the family. And you could, make a heading for each of these, but, name, it can be just their first names is fine. If you can interview mom and dad together, or, mom and grandma, if that's who they're living with, if you can interview two primary caregivers together, great. If you can't, do whatever you can. Socioeconomic status. That's the only one that I think might be uncomfortable to ask. So if you can say it and they might tell you. If it seems awkward or you're uncomfortable, then I guess you can guess the best you can. Please don't try to guess about their race or ethnicity or their religion. Make sure that you're right on all of these. There shouldn't be any reason that anybody would be uncomfortable telling you those, I don't think. Then this is not for them. This is for you. You're going to note their parenting style based on the articles and videos about parenting styles, based on the information that you've gotten from the interview and or things you've seen firsthand. Are they authoritarian, permissive, or authoritative, or uninvolved? And elaborate on that some. Don't just list, elaborate. And how do you know this family, and why did you select them for your interview? Then, based on what you learned from your interview, reflect on the following. So up here, you're just giving their answers. You're not reflecting on them. Down here, you're going to reflect. Okay. So paragraph form. Here's the rubric. So make sure you're getting all your points. Okay. So this is the questions. This is the reflection. Make sure you have good grammar and score yourself. See how you think you did. Okay, so that is the family interview, and it's going to help you later on with the key assessment. So I hope that you enjoy learning about this family and that it teaches you some things. Please, as always, let me know if you have any questions.